Hey everybody, welcome back. Today's video is going to be an owner's review of the Bak Revolver X4, along with some extreme condition testing to evaluate how much water you can expect to get into your truck bed. If you are interested in buying one of these covers, I recommend installing it yourself. It really isn't that hard, and you could save yourself around $100. One of my previous videos goes over the installation, including adding shims if you want your cover to fit perfectly. So check that out and be sure to subscribe to keep up with the other mods I'll be doing to my truck. Let's get started. If you watched my previous video about how to install this cover, I have a bit of an update to share. When I was giving step-by-step instructions, I should have made step 1 be to ensure you have the right bed cover. After all the shimming I had to do to get my bed cover to line up perfectly, I then registered my bed cover for the warranty online and found out that I had the 2018 bed cover. It was an error made by the warehouse's ordering computer, so be sure to check the box before you start your install. Each box will have this sticker on the side of it. Notice how it says the model number, the truck model, and year. You can also look underneath the tonneau cover for a model number on this sticker near the front of the bulkhead. Obviously, when I found the error, the warehouse got me the correct one and even gave me a discount for my trouble. But even with the correct cover, I still ended up adding an 1/8 inch shim to each side near the bulkhead. As you can see in the video, you want each of the plastic tabs connected to the cover to be perfectly lined up on the tray of the aluminum rails that go down your truck bed sides. It would likely still work without the shims, but since I was installing it myself, I could take the extra steps to make sure the fit was perfect, which is another reason to save yourself the money of having the shop install it for you. They might have a good enough attitude. Also, another great way to check for alignment is to use the edge of the tailgate as a straight edge. Okay, back to the owner review. This is obviously one of the most expensive covers you can buy for your truck, so the question you should have is it worth the money? I would say absolutely if you meet the following criteria. Number 1, you plan on owning this truck for a while. This cover is built to last you a long time without showing its age, like cheaper covers that will have Velcro fail and have loose fabric that'll flap when you drive. My dad has an X2 Revolver on his '07 Sierra, and his still works perfectly after 4 years of being parked outside during rough Minnesota winters. Number 2, you want a roll-up cover with the security of a solid hinged cover. When this cover is closed, you have aluminum covering 100% of your truck bed. On top of that, the cover latches lock down the entire length of the truck bed. When you add a locking tailgate that is now remote controlled on the 29 Silverados, you have a space that is dry and secure for your belongings. Number 3, you like the pros of solid folding covers, but you don't like their limitations. My previous truck had the backflip G2 cover. I loved its security and its low profile look, but I hated the ways it stored itself when I needed to uncover my truck bed. I either had to sacrifice the forwardmost portion of my truck bed or lose my visibility. Another con of the backflip is that you must close your tailgate before you close the cover, which is a pain if you want to open your tailgate to grab something quickly. I always would have to unlatch my cover, lift it up, close the tailgate, and then close the cover. And if anybody ever opened my tailgate, they would always close it wrong and wrinkle the seal. Number 4, you want a low profile look. This cover does look better than any other cover on the market in my opinion. I love how it sits flush with the side caps on the truck bed. The upgrade to the X4 over the X2 complements that match even more with the matte finish. One thing I didn't used to like about owning a tonneau cover on my previous truck was that I couldn't quickly double check that I remembered to close my tailgate by looking through my rearview mirror. That is no longer a problem with this bed cover and a 2019 Silverado. As you can see, there is now a small lip on the center of the tailgate that you can clearly see through the rearview mirror if you have a low profile cover like the Revolver X4. I bet some other covers might be low enough to be able to spot that lip through the mirror, but there's no way they are easier to see than this. Sure, you could use the camera to make sure it's facing behind you and thusly the tailgate is up, but that takes a lot longer. So, if you're a peg that fits into that nifty and oddly specific sized hole, then you will definitely not regret this investment. You will love this cover for years to come. Now, let's get to that stress test to see what this cover's limits are. The first thing I should comment on is how this cover works great on the 19 Silverado when you are driving in the rain. I have looked back at my cover while driving and noticed how it stays pretty much dry even in heavy rain. I give a lot of credit to the new aerodynamic features they have put on this truck, along with the wind constantly pulling water off the back of the top of the tailgate and away from the door seal, where most truck bed covers are vulnerable to leaks. My first test was to park my truck slightly downhill during a heavy rainstorm. As you can see, I found a day where we got about 1.5 inches of rain in under 2 hours. Parking at a downhill angle will really test that tailgate seal. Once the storm ended and I spent some time trying to understand what the meaning of the double rainbow actually is, I opened the tailgate. You can see that a small amount of water did manage to get into the truck bed. Honestly, it didn't do all that bad considering how windy it was during that storm and all the rain that hit the top of the tailgate drained off towards the bed cover. If you ever park somewhere overnight in the rain, I recommend you always put the things you don't want to get wet near the center of your bed. The hardest test you can do to a bed cover is to go through an automatic car wash. And because my truck has a couple of bugs on it, it is completely justified to go get a car wash. I will do the best wash $7 can buy and give the truck an extra pass to test all the seals around this cover. After going through the air dryer and opening the tailgate, you can see the tailgate seal is by far the weakest point. I was a little disappointed to see how much water got into the truck bed. It feels more than what I would normally get in my backflip cover on my old truck. However, this has a much different seal system for the tailgate because you can close the tailgate with the cover down compared to the backflip. That convenience alone is worth the unrealistic expectation that I can take water-sensitive belongings through a car wash and not expect to get a drop of water on them. So it's not impervious to water getting in, but it's still a great overall cover. It's ideal for having a secure place for cargo and not needing to worry about things blowing out of the back when I drive. I also love how it rolls up to get out of the way. You have access to pretty much your entire bed, plus you can still see out your window. I often tell people who ask me what I think about this cover is that it's twice the price, but justifiably twice the cover. Thank you all for watching this video. A like and a subscribe would help grow the channel. I have more videos in the works, including my pre-ordered side steps, so subscribe to not miss it. I'll see you there.